G'day, mates. It's the Irish Demon here. Okay, well, I can't keep that up for the whole video, so I'll just leave you with that little bit. Anyway, you may have guessed it, we're heading down under. Now, I first saw this video over on Van Balion's channel, and after seeing it, having lived in Australia and dealt with Australian sovsits every single day, I couldn't not cover it. So here we go, mates. My Australian hat shrunk in the laundry. And just a quick heads up, it seems like the government road pirates have been using some kind of mind control technology to make this guy's camera all wavy. But it does get better as the video goes by.
Okay, so I've just been pulled over by police. Okay.
Hey mate, how you going? It's the car parks, Gold Coast.
G'day mate, I'm doing pretty well.
Good,
yourself?
Thanks, yeah, good thanks.
What's up?
The intercept is the motor vehicle's unregistered.
Okay, is there an emergency?
The motor vehicle's unregistered, mate.
Oh, okay. Is there immediate danger though?
Is it, you got a driver's license on you, mate?
Sorry mate, you've just declared an emergency. I just need to know if there's any immediate danger. You seem to be avoiding the question right now. Like, is it yes or no?
The prescribed
And then I'm happy to talk about that stuff.
As you asked, is for a driver license check and a roadside drug test, okay? Do you understand that?
No, so okay, so there's no immediate danger. I'm happy to continue
no immediate danger.
Okay, there's no immediate. Alright, sweet. Okay, do you have ID on you I'd be able to see first, please?
I informed you when I first pulled you over. I said,
but do you
I said, my name is Senior Constable Matt Parks from the Gold Coast Rapid Action Control Group.
Oh man, that's way too fast. Slow down. What's your name, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have some identification on you? And just, I also need to know if you come in peace. Do you come peacefully, mate? Just so you know, obviously I am recording. I don't know if you are recording or not. Just I'll inform you that.
Are you going to comply with my direction?
Mate, I'm happy to talk about that stuff after I establish, like, you know, my safety first and who you are. After we do that, then I'm happy to talk about that stuff.
Once again, my name is Senior Constable Matt Parks from the Gold Coast Rap.
From where, sorry?
I'm just informing you.
Where are you from, sorry, Matt?
Produce your driver's license immediately. Right?
No, I'm happy to talk about that.
It is an offence, I'll arrest you.
But, no, where are you from, sorry?
I just told you, mate.
No, it was very quickly, though. You spoke it too quickly. I can't get all that.
We're not playing these games, mate.
No, this is definitely not a game.
Proper, lawful requirement direction to produce a driver's license.
But who do you work for?
I'd say the fact that the flash on the front of his jacket says Queensland Police, and the fact that he told you that after pulling up in a marked police vehicle might be a dead giveaway. He's clearly the local plumber.
What station you're from?
I just told you.
Yeah, but Matt, there's a lot of cars going past. Gold Coast Rapid Actions and Patrols. Okay.
I'm not going to.
Well, earlier you did say RAP. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Gold Coast Rap.
Yeah, okay.
It's abbreviated.
So you're from the... Okay. And so you work for that company. Right.
Oh, I see what you did there, you clever little litigator, you.
So you don't have any ID on you?
And your ID.
There's no ID. Okay.
You're committing an offence, mate.
Yeah.
I'll establish your ID, so then I'll have to arrest you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a driver's license, but I have some ID. And I'm happy to share ID. You want to see my ID? Okay. And then you show me your ID as well?
Play this game.
No, it's not a game. Why do you think it's a game? Wait, sorry, was that a threat? Was that a threat? Okay, so it wasn't a threat. So, but is an arrest like an act of violence for someone that hasn't done any harm, right?
So you're being required.
I'm happy to work with you on equal grounds, right?
You're not working with us.
Slow down, mate. Slow down.
No, I'm being
Relax,
slow.
peaceful.
I am being peaceful.
Okay, being peaceful.
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, I'm, happy to show some ID,
Fantastic.
right? But just so you know, like, we'll continue this.
If you're driving on Queensland roads, you follow the Queensland law.
Just so you know, like, you don't have any jurisdiction.
Yes, we do.
Okay, how?
We're under the Transport Road Operation Road Use Management Act and the Police Power Protection Responsibilities Act. So.
Oh, okay. So that's where you get jurisdiction. So does that give you jurisdiction over a living man? Like, do you, no, seriously. And then I'll show you my ID. I've got it right here. I'll show you the ID. But
What are you trying to achieve?
well, what are you trying to achieve? That's the question. What you've just pulled me over. I haven't committed any crime. Have I committed a crime? No. That's an offence. Is that civil or criminal law?
I'm Mate, I'm not explaining this to you. If you're in a fence, you're driving on a road.
But are you here on a criminal investigation?
I was delighted to find this video. Aside from the fact that it seems like he's getting a tattoo directly onto the microphone of his camera, what we're hearing here is some classic old school soft-cittery.
Yeah, I can show you identification, right? But this is just ID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, can you sit with me so I can confirm who you are?
Okay. Can I see yours so I can confirm who you are, and then I'll do the trade? If you show me your ID, I'll show you mine. I've got it right here. But I also want to see your ID as well.
I've already explained to you.
So you don't have any ID?
You don't need
You're about to get yourself arrested, buddy.
So that's a threat. Okay, I'm only complying under duress.
Yeah, I don't think it's really what you call a threat. It's more of a promise. I promise you that if you don't provide your ID, you're going to get arrested.
Because that's a threat. I take that as a threat.
It is, I am telling you.
Yeah, okay.
your
I'm
actions-
acting under duress because you just
fine.
threatened me.
It's not a
Okay,
threat.
you can
It's
see
a
that.
you will be
Do you want to
arrested.
see that?
You do not comply with the
Yeah.
requirements.
So that's a threat.
It's a promise.
So it's a promise
enacting
of
police
violence.
powers.
So is there violence attached to that threat?
No.
Well, of course there is. You just said you'd arrest me,
Yeah.
which is against my consent.
What, James?
Yeah.
We're then going
It's James.
with you, so I don't know why you're going around in circles.
Okay, so
I don't
well,
know-
you want to know
why-
why?
why-
If you were driving down the road in your car, right? If you were just moving around and then I came up to you and started making demands, if you were like walking down the beach with your girlfriend or something, I came up with a group of my buddies and I said, mate, where do you live? What's your name? Who are you? What are you doing? Do you think I have the right to do that to you?
Well, actually, you do have the right to do that in Australia at the moment, but we'll get into that another time. But there's one massive problem with your little story there. In order for you to go there with your buddies, you would first have to have buddies.
What happened in this following incident is that my rego had expired literally like 1 or 2 days within that time frame out of the 3 months. I didn't even know. And I've also been to the courts in the past for driving with a suspended license, right? Because I don't drive. That's a technical commerce term. What I am now, because you got to reprogram yourself with this, because the word driving, we just commonly use it to mean moving a car, right? But I want to get away from using their commerce terms and get into just the reality of what you're doing. It's just I'm moving my van, I'm relocating my home. That's all I'm doing. And they haven't put a trademark or copyright or changed those words, so it's a safer approach to use different words that they haven't legalized and put into their system.
This is a common SovSid thing where they say I wasn't driving, I was traveling. Now, under Australian law, the term drive means to be in control of the steering, movement, or propulsion of a vehicle. And a driver is anybody who is driving a vehicle and or riding a vehicle. So it's got nothing to do with commerce. You ought to be able to trick them real easy with your little wordplay there. Officer pulls you over for driving on a suspended license. No, officer. I wasn't driving, I was traveling. Officer tips his hat, says, sorry for bothering you, sir. I thought you were driving. But now that you've clarified that you were actually traveling, I shall go and rethink my career choice. Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, James.
This fella.
I was going to give you a roadside drug test. This is a roadside drug testing unit.
No, thank you. I decline your offer. I decline it. Don't wait. Dude, you just littered. I literally just saw you litter.
Excuse me?
You just littered. Oh, maybe you didn't know. You accidentally dropped some of the plastic. No thanks, mate.
Manner direct advisory. I direct you to rotate the tongue around your mouth 3 or 4 times.
No, thank you.
You're going to take this blue tab, you're going to scrape your tongue.
Matt, I just said no thank you, I don't want to.
That's fine. And then hand it back to me. Okay? Commence now.
No, Matt, no.
It is an offence which you may be charged if you fail to comply with this requirement.
Okay, I'll prefer to take the charge. I'll settle it in court. I'm not doing that.
So what happens there is you
No.
don't just leave from here.
What do you mean?
If you do not do this, you can get arrested, taken to the South Port.
What's your name? Senior
Senior
Constable?
Constable Aegis 31362 is my registration
Oh,
number.
Aegis.
Aegis,
Dude,
yes.
you grew a beard. Oh, I know you. You've already assaulted me. I'm charging you already. You're already getting charged for attempted murder, armed assault, armed
Know your
kidnap.
hardest, man. I'm not telling you what's happening.
Really?
Here.
Do you have no
If you fail
morality,
to-
dude?
I'm outlining to you
Aegis.
what happens if you do not
Just write up a charge.
No, it's not about writing up the charge. What happens from here is, if you do not, you get arrested, you get taken back, and then you get the paperwork, and you get charged for failing to provide, which is comparable to higher anxious driving or driving under the influence of drugs. And then also, you lose the ability to drive. You lose your authority to drive any vehicles until court. Do you understand that?
It just sounds like you're threatening me, Aegis. I already know
this
you
is
are
the
a
law.
dangerous,
this
wild
is what happens
man.
in law if you do not comply.
Well, I already know your character.
Trying to help you by
Help me.
outlining you.
Are you serious, man?
Your obligations.
You're trying to help me. Last time I spoke to you, you almost killed me. I made no attempt to hurt you. You had no justification.
Mate,
I'm still in court.
that.
I'm dealing with
Mate,
that.
if you're
You
heavily
are
charged,
a wild
we
and
can talk that in
dangerous
court,
man.
So,
Like the sad thing is, you think you're doing the right thing. You think you're doing the right
James,
thing. Like that is self-delusion
listen.
on a grand scale. Not even the devil
if you do not
can admit
follow
to being that
follow these
deluded.
directions, you are committing an offence which you may be charged and arrested. Do you understand that?
The only thing I know is that you are violent, and when I don't
James,
do what
Listen to
you
me. I now require
Yeah.
a specimen of your saliva for this device.
okay, so
Specimen unit.
I need to know: is this criminal law you're acting upon? What law are you acting upon?
Listen, if you do not comply, you
No,
will
no,
be
no.
arrested
I'm
and
asking a
charged.
simple question.
You
I'm
do
asking a
this, you're
simple
just
question,
beating around
Aegis.
the bush, man. You're going around and around
No,
and
no.
around.
Okay, but
in an
your
effort to
jurisdiction.
circumvent
Okay,
this.
well, this will be taken to court.
That's fine.
Okay, and
And
I'm
you will be
asking
seeing
you.
that you are not complying with official
and so
police
the and so the court
you are not
knows.
listening to the directions. You are complying with directions.
Okay.
You may be charged and you may be arrested if you fail to comply. Your license
Okay, you're
will be
threatening
taken
me.
off you. No, I'm not threatening
Yeah.
you.
Of
I'm
course
telling
you're
you
threatening me.
What happens?
So,
I am telling you what happens if you do not.
the
follow
promise
follow
of
the directions.
violence is a threat.
Mate.
Okay, so like for the court, I will accept your direction according to my terms and conditions.
No,
okay?
not your terms and
It's
conditions.
done. It's done.
It is the law.
If you give me another direction, you are agreeing to be bound into a lawfully binded contract
No,
forever
no, if
according to
you
my terms and
are
conditions.
listening to
So
what we're saying, if
I
you
will
fail to do
accept
it,
your
you'll get
direction.
arrested.
It's one thing for them to be irritatingly misinformed on the law and to feel like they're above the law when everybody else has to follow the rules. What gets me with these guys is the smugness.
Are you going to follow with his comply with his compliance?
Well, only because there's backed by a threat of violence. So I don't want violence issued against me, but I will be charging you for this because it's forced.
fine, man.
It's
Take
forceful.
Take this unit
It's
for me,
forced.
thanks, mate. Take it for me. These two tabs,
Just
and
once
straight
more
to
for the
tongue.
court. Do you have a copy of the contract I signed
mate.
consenting? Dude, I've told you, but it's yes or no. It's yes or no.
If you do it or you don't, you get arrested. You
Yeah,
get taken to the
I've told you. I'm only going to do it because you're threatening me with violence and you are entering into my contract.
No, no.
Yeah, of course you are.
There you go, James. Take,
Yeah,
take two
okay.
tabs.
So by me taking
Straight-
this,
straight
you
them
have
on your
entered
tongue.
into my contract, my terms and conditions,
Okay.
which is lawfully binding. So what do you want me to do with this thing?
See this? Hold it like this. See these two tabs here? Look, the two pink tabs there.
Yeah, the top.
Scrape those with your tongue. So make contact, stick your tongue out, make contact with your tongue and scrape it up and down twice for me. There you go, thank you.
What have you put onto this though? Well,
There's been nothing put on there. You've been.
I
watching it the
don't
whole
know
time.
what you've put onto
You watched it
this.
the whole
Seen.
time.
Yeah, and by me accepting this, you've entered into my contract. Okay, so show me the packet. Let me see the
No,
packet.
come on. You just do it or you're not.
Dude, if I gave you something you had no idea about, and I told you put this in your
Hang on.
mouth,
You
would
know
you
what?
go? Hold on
I
a second,
opened this
mate.
in front of you.
Yes, but I don't know what this company. What's the ingredients? What do they say they put on it?
Oh, this is getting
No,
ridiculous.
no,
This
seriously.
is getting ridiculous.
Oh, no,
So-
I'll arrest you.
Yep.
No.
Well, do comply with the direction or I'll arrest you. Simple as that. Like,
Okay, that's a
we've
threat
all
of
got
violence.
benefits here,
Alright.
yeah?
Cannabis and methane. So I'll tell you, I haven't used any drugs. Alright, there you go.
So,
No, from the back of
that's
your tongue to the
lawful
front.
direction.
What?
He said from the back of your tongue to the front.
As directed by me. No, again.
What do you
I need to
mean?
Make contact with the tabs. Do it again.
It did make contact.
Again. Show me. Stick your tongue out.
Alright.
And again. As
How many
directed by
times?
me.
You said twice.
As directed by me.
As
You
directed
have to
by you
make-
now.
A extreme amount of contact with the two tabs on your tongue, not just a fading
wet,
glance.
you can see it.
a fading glance. Scrape your tongue for me. Yeah, and give it back to me. Thank you.
So now that the free man of the land has handed over his DNA to the road pirate, the road pirate has now entered into joinder with him, which means that the road pirate will be held to the terms and conditions of the Sovsit's contract. What are those terms and conditions, I hear you ask? Well, we're about to find out. It's brilliant.
Just so you know, I'm going to be taking this to court, and part of my terms and conditions is for you to resign from your job. You'll be asked to give me a public apology as well. And yeah, part of the terms and conditions is actually going to be a $5,000 fine for threatening me and coercing me and intimidating me. Because if something's wrong for me to do, like, is it wrong for you to do? Okay, well, next time I see you, I'll just do whatever I want to you. I'll have a big group of buddies, yeah? How would you like that? You wouldn't. Stop living in ignorance and denial.
And much like the baby Moses, this guy absolutely is in denial. Sorry. So the terms and conditions are that the officers will have to resign their jobs, give a public apology, and pay a $5,000 fine. But who do these people really think they are? I mean, it's laughable. The auditors on one side, you can kind of go, oh, okay, I kind of get that. But these sovsits are just a whole other world.
Thanks, James. Let's come back and negative, mate. So it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for your time. So issued the infringement for the unregistered motor vehicle. You'll get that via email. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't drive a motor vehicle. You can apply for a permit online through Queensland Transport. It'll give you a permit to move the vehicle where you need to go. So I don't know, where are you intending on going today?
Or you can pay your registration online now, no problems at all. And then there can't be no issues with your registration.
At this point, I think we've already established that there is a communication error happening here. So
It seems to be a common thread with yourself.
well, it's obviously it takes two parties to tango, doesn't it?
Thanks for your time, mate.
I appreciate you're trying to do the right thing, Matt. I can see that, but you're not.
This guy's just so painfully smug. So many of them are as well. And I think a lot of that's got to do with what's known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. And this guy is the poster child for it. On top of that, there's obviously a level of delusion here. We can all agree that some laws aren't very nice. Nobody likes to have to pay tax and registration and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But just making up your own rules, calling everybody road pirates, it's not really going to get you anywhere in life, is it? Now, I've had a lot of experience in court. I've sat through hundreds and thousands of hours of both criminal and civil trials, and I've come across my fair share of sovsits. It's actually a very common thing in Australia. The reality is that most of these guys end up with pretty horrible lives. They usually end up taking it a bit too far and catching charges that they didn't really intend to get in the first place. Anyway, folks, I really hope you enjoyed the video. There are some responses from this guy about what he says happened, and I'll definitely cover that at another time. I'll most likely put it on my second channel, Irish Demon Reloaded, which will be linked down below if you want to go check that out. And I've got a whole load of new stuff coming up as well. If you liked the video, make sure and hit that subscribe button to see more. Catch you in the next one. Sláinte.